And welcome back to Building Dad Bod 2.0. We are on the road to a 200-pound dip. So I've been thinking a lot about going to dips 3 days per week. And then Jeremy from at JDM5299 was talking to me in the comments. He's got a monstrous dip PR of 220 pounds. So he was telling me, he's like, man, I think if you go to dips 3 days per week, your dips are going to explode. We'll talk more about what the plan is in a minute. But the goal today was 6 sets of doubles with 240 pounds. I'm just going to show you 3 sets. First one is always moved fairly slowly. By the middle sets, everything was moving pretty nice. We're now on to the plan for dips moving forward. So roughly, obviously still going to have a heavy day. I asked Jeremy what his thoughts were, what he would do. My thoughts were heavy day, volume day, and a speed day. He said he does a heavy day, hitting singles at 85% of his 1 rep max. He does a volume day on rings, which I like because that'll really build the stabilizers while getting in some extra volume at the same time. And then he does a banded speed day. He does his speed work band assisted. I've always done my speed work resisted with chains generally or bands. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do there yet. He's got a good little short on his channel about how he does his setup for speed work. He's also got a short showing his 220-pound dip PR. Next up for him, he's shooting for 230. Here I'm doing speed dips, just weighted speed dips with 55 pounds or 25 kilograms. So I did 6 sets of doubles and then 5 sets of 3 on speed work. But back to the plan. So that's how I'm going to structure it. Wednesdays will continue to be my heavy dip day. I'm not going to go to singles yet. I'm going to keep riding out the doubles until they stall out. And then I'll move to doing singles. I'm going to do a speed day probably on Saturday when I'm doing my heavy bench press volume, and then on Monday I will do a volume day when I'm doing my bench press speed work. I'm going to try to keep the bench press and the dips going 3 days a week, but just have different focuses on different days that complement each other instead of taking away from each other. But the primary focus will definitely be the dips. Secondary focus will be trying to build the bench press at the same time. Okay, so today's workout, on top of the dips, we have some pull-up volume. So back to doing 4 sets of pull-ups. I got 9 reps just with a 10-pound dumbbell, kettlebell around my waist. Once I ran out of juice with the kettlebell, I dropped that and went to doing body weight reps on the first set here. So a little bit of a drop set, and then the next 3 sets were all straight weight. Managed to get 10 reps on the second set, 10 reps on the third set, and 9 reps on the 4th set. The pull-ups are nowhere near where I want them to be yet, but they're definitely moving in the right direction. They're getting smoother, more comfortable, like I said last week, so it's all I can ask for at this point. After that, we're continuing the focus on skull crushers. So 3 sets of 6 here today. Last week I managed 3 sets of 5 with 135. Today was 3 sets of 6 with 135, so making a little bit of progress there. And the goal again on these, I want to get up to 185 pounds. Whether it's doable or not, we will find out. That's what I used to do when I was younger, so in my 20s. So my goal is to get back there. I believe the skull crushers will benefit the lockout on both my bench press and my dips. I'm only into my 2nd week on doing the skull crushers, so as the strength goes up, we'll see if the lockout improves. After that, we're just hitting a bit of back volume. Seated cable rows here, 243 pounds. So I got an extra 33 pounds on the Bells of Steel gym pin. Apparently it's not rated for that much weight. I think it's only rated for 25 pounds because it started to bend on me. My body weight's down to 178 pounds right now. So these reps were tough anyway. You can see every time I get to the fully stretched position there, my butt comes off the floor and I got to drive hard to pull the weight back. So managed, I think I got 5-6 reps there. And then I dropped it down to 210 pounds and managed to pound out a bunch more reps at 210 pounds. So a little bit of drop set action. It's amazing how much though you dropped just 33 pounds off and the reps felt way easier, way more explosive than they did. They definitely felt like a little bit of a grind at 243, but hitting the heavier weights and then drop setting absolutely lit up my back. So I hit this drop set twice before moving on to some higher rows with the Kensui Swissies. I really like that supinated attachment for doing the low rows. But once I get to the higher rows, the Swissies are really nice. I can flare out the elbows and really hit across that upper back really nicely. The other thing I like about these Swissies is with the independent cables. If I want to, I can start with my hands pronated, and then as I bring the row back, I can go into a supinated position, or vice versa. Just gives me lots of freedom of what I can do. I'm not just locked into one position, so sometimes you get a better activation in the back by moving the hands. Sometimes it just feels better on the joints. Either way though, absolutely love those handles. Super happy I bought them. After that, just did some rear delt flies on the cable stack. Hammered out 3 sets of high reps on here to finish off the upper back and rear delts. That's it for the workout. Huge shout out again to Jeremy from @JDM5299 for sharing his knowledge and experience with me on dips. I appreciate you, man. Make sure to check out his channel. His just upper body pressing overall is insane. Big bench press, big dips, crazy muscle ups on rings. Thanks for watching. Have a great night.